Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Over the past week or two, references to Raxxla have been really picking up. Now I wasn't going to make this video on this initially because I didn't want to add to the buzz that is currently surrounding this mystery, and there's a reason I feel that way which I will get to in just a moment. First though, let's talk a little bit about the Mystery of Raxxla itself. Just what is all this about? So the short answer to that is no one knows. No one knows what Raxxla is, let alone where it is. The slightly longer answer is that Raxxla is one of the longest standing mysteries within Elite Dangerous, and Frontier have confirmed that Raxxla is discoverable and that it does exist within the game. In fact, it has been in the game since its release in 2014. Now it is worth keeping in mind though at this point that many of the assets in the game have been updated over the years, so if Raxxla is ever found, it doesn't necessarily follow that it has to be a 2014 asset just because it's been in the game since day one. There's every possibility that Frontier could have improved, adapted or changed Raxxla throughout the years. But how did the idea of Raxxla even come about? Well, the first mention of Raxxla is in the novella Elite the Dark Wheel, which, although the story was included with the original 1984 edition of Elite, the story is nonetheless considered to be non-canon by Frontier. However, Raxxla is mentioned and said to be an alien construct that acts as a gateway to other universes. The word Raxxla is mentioned no less than 18 times within the novella, and here's an excerpt from the first mention. In the same moment of the Avalonia's death, Alex Ryder found himself being struck by his father. The Remlock mask forced into place about his eyes, nose and mouth. Then, his whole body was physically manhandled into the escape pod. The ship shuddered and screamed. Fuel spilled into the void. Father and son faced each other for a last moment, each watching at the other through a mist of tears and confusion. "I don't understand," Alex screamed above the noise of the dying ship, meaning, "Who's trying to kill us?" "Raxxla," Jason said. "Remember Raxxla." Then, as he pushed Alex back into the cramped escape pod, he shouted, "Remember me, Alex. I wouldn't have wished this on you. Raxxla." And the escape pod was jettisoned. Alex tumbled. The sleek shape of the Avalonia was above him. And then, just white light, white heat, cold space. Throughout the book, the protagonist continues to raise questions about Raxxla. However, he never receives any form of answer, apart from the fact that it may be a planet, it may be a gateway, and it may be a myth. Another thing worth pointing out is that the organization known as the Dark Wheel appears to be inextricably linked with Raxxla. The Dark Wheel does exist within Elite Dangerous and is a minor player faction located in Shinrata Desra, although it's unknown whether or not this is the same Dark Wheel. More recently, entries for both Raxxla and the Dark Wheel have been directly added into the game in the form of a codex entry. The Raxxla entry states the following. The earliest recorded mention of Raxxla dates from 2296 from the Journal of Art Tornquist, a shipboard mechanic based in the Tau Ceti systems. He writes, "Cora comes home soused and raving with wild stories, a new one every night. She claims she's found a map to some pirate stash, and all I have to do is loan her my ship so we can go dig it up. Maybe we should go find Raxxla while we're at it." Although Tornquist's account is the first known attestation of Raxxla, it is clear from the text that the myth was already in circulation. The codex goes on to state that Raxxla has been suggested to be anything from an unremarkable moon to a state of cosmic enlightenment. The earliest documented stories tend to agree on several points, however, that Raxxla is a definite place and that it holds a mystical secret. And this brings me to a point in the title of this video, why it may be better if Raxxla is never found. At this point, the mystery is so embedded into the lore of Elite that many people know about it. It's also so vaguely defined that even the text within the game says Raxxla could be anything from an unremarkable moon to a state of cosmic enlightenment. In other words, every player is encouraged to have their own idea of what Raxxla is, without any limits upon expectation. And therein lays the problem. How can the revelation of this mystery ever live up to the hype? If it's an unremarkable moon, with maybe some text attached to a data node, there will be many players happy with the find who enjoyed the mystery and the hunt. But equally, there will be many players who will be extremely disappointed, especially when you consider that they are encouraged to believe it could be absolutely anything. Now, sometimes things are best left to be a mystery. A good story works the reader's imagination, enabling them to envision their own version of things. It's one of the reasons that prequel origin stories for already established characters are often a bad idea. But at the same time, there's always that problem with never-ending mysteries, not too unlike the TV series Lost, where the goalpost is forever moved. Sometimes a mystery should remain a mystery, a fixed point of wonder in history or within the world itself. At times, the best mystery is unsolvable, and that's why never finding the answer to Raxxla could be a good thing. All that said, it certainly seems as though things are moving towards an answer for Raxxla, and I'm by no means against that. The new codex entries on Raxxla and the Dark Wheel would suggest things are afoot, but I will say that the growing references to it within the community are a source of wonder to me, and this is the reason I was unsure about making this video. Are the recent references to Raxxla self-perpetuating, feeding upon themselves and generating self-hype, or is there a genuine reason for the recent round of interest? Maybe that in itself is yet another element of the mystery of Raxxla. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.